From time to time, you may find that the machine just isn't performing perfectly for you. So in this short video, we'll run through some of those tasks that you can perform to rectify this problem yourself without having to reach out to Karcher. If you find the machine is either not putting down enough water or no water at all, it could be with the disc itself. So I can remove the disc, slide it out from under the machine. I want to make sure this is clear of debris here, so I can give that a rinse with fresh water, and then I can reinstall the disc onto the machine. If the machine is not dropping water or not enough water, it could also be because the freshwater filter has either been blocked or got a restriction. To check that, I drain the freshwater tank, and then once I have drained the freshwater tank, I can remove the filter. I can give the filter itself a rinse, and then reinstall the filter and the water cap itself nice and tightly. And then I must refill the machine completely with fresh water and test to confirm water is now being dropped onto the ground. If the machine is not picking up water well, there's some checks we can perform on the squeegee. So to remove the squeegee, I take the suction hose off, release the two butterfly screws, and the squeegee can now be removed from the machine. I want to check the squeegee to make sure it's clean, there's no debris. I also want to check to make sure it is not worn and requiring flipping, or if it's not damaged and requiring to be flipped as well. Also, with the squeegee removed, we can check the suction hose to the squeegee. To do that, I lift the lid of the machine. I loosen off the squeegee hose from the actual suction tank. I can close the lid back down again, and then I can pull the hose through, and I can go and rinse that with fresh water. I can now reinstall the hose up into the machine, install the squeegee bar onto the holder, secure the butterfly nuts, install the hose onto the squeegee bar, and then install the suction hose into the machine, close the lid down, and then I can do a scrub and ensure the machine is picking up correctly. If you find that the machine is leaving water behind the squeegee, so it's not picking that water up well, there's a couple of basic checks you can perform. Firstly, we want to make sure that our tank rinse lid is closed tightly. And also too, we want to make sure that our water drain hose, the cap is on nice and tight. Then we can perform some checks within our tank itself. Firstly, I want to make sure that the tank lid seal is nice and tight into the machine itself. And then I want to make sure it's nice and clean. So I can take a rag and give that a nice little wipe on both the seal and also on the tank lid itself. Once that's all clear, I want to make sure that our filter has got no restrictions in there. If there is, they can be picked or rinsed out. And then I also want to make sure that our secondary filter here is nice and clear, so I can take the float off. I unscrew the filter itself. I want to look at that through light to make sure that's nice and clear. If it is not, I can give that a rinse and take away the debris. And then I refit, put the float on, put our little locating O-ring on, make sure that moves freely, okay? And then I can close the lid, make sure the lid is down all the way, and then do a scrub and check that it is picking up water correctly. Thank you very much for watching this video. Remember, if you do have any further questions, you can always reach out to Karcher.